as a welcome gift. Mary perked up immediately. But just as Jack turned to put down his guitar, Mary suddenly noticed something odd. Jack's face began to change. Mary instantly pulled out a gun, aimed it threateningly at the three, and warned them not to return. But as she turned away, cut to a weird transition. Back inside the bar. The big guy, Da Zhuang, was on guard by the door. Mary walked over slowly and greeted him, but didn't go inside. "Man, what are you doing? Are you gonna let me in, or just sit there shutting the door?" Da Zhuang let her in. But Mary was clearly not herself. In front of everyone, she began subtly signaling to Stark. Equally tempted, Stark followed Mary into the side room. Passion ignited instantly. Meanwhile, Da Zhuang went to Miss Little Grove and suddenly heard noises behind him. Several cold eyes were staring at her. Only Smoke dared not relax a bit. He closely watched every detail in the bar. When a drunk caused trouble, he stepped in and quickly handled it. When he heard his brother was slacking during work, he kicked in the door and was stunned on the spot. Seeing Mary like a monster, Smoke immediately fired a whole magazine. The bar fell into silence. To everyone's shock, Mary calmly stood up, mocking human weapons with a sneer, then shoved Smoke aside and ran out the door. In the blink of an eye, Stark was dead on the floor. Smoke cradled his brother's head, filled with grief. To avoid panic, they quickly evacuated the bar, but just as one wave ended, another began. Da Zhuang staggered back to the bar, but only stood at the door looking at the blood-soaked Smoke. Da Zhuang asked in shock what happened. "Let him in to help." Annie was suspicious, walked forward to ask, "Why do you need Smoke to invite you in?" Because of the strange events earlier, everyone inside was on high alert. They told Da Zhuang, "Either walk in yourself, or turn and leave. Then pay me my wages." Smoke thought a moment, slowly took out a few bills, and handed them over. Da Zhuang had already been turned by Jack back in the woods. Smoke was dragged back inside and the door slammed shut. Everyone was still terrified when knocking came from the other room. Stark had woken up, asking why he was locked in, but everyone now knew he was a vampire. When Stark burst out, Annie poured garlic juice on his face, forcing him back. He quickly explained vampire knowledge. Only silver or wooden stakes can kill them, and without an invitation, vampires can't enter any building. Then another event occurred. A body was found in the kitchen, freshly killed by a vampire. Smoke and Sammy quickly carried the corpse outside. At that moment, Sammy heard music in the distance. Jack, obsessed with music, was hosting a concert nearby. The crowd who fled the bar had all been turned into vampires by him. In this moonlit revelry, the vampires seemed to create a new world beyond race. With joyful music, different races embraced on the dance floor. Skin color was no longer a barrier, but a flowing, dazzling art. Their dance seemed to say, the essence of life isn't in skin tone.